Oder table now, so we're trying to work on.
All right, everybody, we are live coming to you from Austin, Texas. Thank you for tuning in to TCH Live. My name is Greg Potter. I'm going to be running another one solo for you tonight. Thank you guys for sticking with us through all the little issues we had there at the beginning, trying to get everything all started, but we have got it live, and we are getting right into the action. Straight into the two-card action, it seems, as Ben in the +3 is going to raise up 2 mystery cards, and Prestige also going to call. Ben on this turn card is going to lead out on the 5, and pairing the queen on the end, Prestige now can be very comfortable assuming that Ben does not have a queen, and once checked to, he is going to barrel out 225. Ben has a lot of, Prestige raised on the turn. Things happen so fast. Slip by even Greg P here, and Ben is going to pay it off, whatever he's got. Show me. Going to be a boat flopping 2 pair with the Queen 8 suited. You got to love to see it. And getting paid off in the very first hand there for Mr. Prestige. Pulling out a 5er for the dealer. Classy. Already getting the action started with boats and big hands, big bets, and big payoffs. Gotta love seeing it. And Prestige is going to call once again with the KQ. Checks it over to Chaz, who announces he's got the goods. Flopping top pair. Though not the best top pair, and getting what is arguably the maximum out of King Queen offsuit. We got Jaywin on the table looking all done up and clean. The button up, raising it up to 150. Looks like there were some straddles on. Dante on the button, king out of diamonds, lets it go. I think if Dante was a little bit deeper stacked, he might defend his button with the king 8 of diamonds. Though it is going to fall the way over to Prestige, who's got 2 6s. Looks like he actually opened up in the straddle and got 3-bet by Jaywin. And we are going heads up to the flop. 3, 3, 4. Can't really ask for too many better flops for pocket 6s other than flopping a set. Overpair to the board somehow. And Jaywin is going to continue pretty liberally here. Prestige really shouldn't connect with a board like this too often. So you can barrel your opponents off of high card equity like king, queen, etc. Jack on the turn brings in the front door spade draw. Might slow Jaywin down a little bit here. As once Prestige calls the flop, he's waiting himself either to pocket pairs or flush or straight draw, of which this card completes quite often. He does check it back. We're going to see a 10 of spades in the end. No spade in sight for Prestige. Checks it over to Jaywin once more. See if Jaywin's got a barrel or not. Left in the clip. Does check it back. 6s. 6, 7. Straight draw. Very interesting. Yeah, I believe we're still having some issues with the RFID. Looks like in this spot, Jaywin actually had the birds. Had the nuts. Got just about the worst run out imaginable for his hand. And we are keeping up the straddle. 5, 5, 10, 20 is the game we're playing. Dante going to raise up with King Do offsuit in the cutoff. Joey going to flatten the small blind. And Dosh has a pretty layup squeeze scenario, which he does take advantage of with 2 10s. I'd go a little bit larger if I was in this spot, especially out of position, though he does get Dante to lay it down. And Joe is not scared. He is coming right along. Going to need a little bit of help here. 2 Broadway cards. And the 10 does not help him. And how about a boat for Doge? How about just flopping one? And hold on a moment. Yeah, 3 deuces is what I saw out there. And Joe's actually going to lead out here, essentially taking the betting lead away from Doge, forcing him to wake up with a pair or better. And Joe committing half of his stack in this spot. Doge's just going to rip it on in and get it while the getting is good. Force Joe to play for the rest of his $390, but he does put in the fold with ace high.
Wait, you got a deuce? I had a deuce. Queen deuce.
You did? Deuce?
I had a deuce.
Hold it?
I was gonna play it had he not re-raised. I think that was a good fold. They were suited.
10.
Just kidding. I think.
40. Hold. Call. 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 Hold. 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 Call. 5 players. Check. Check. 175. Hold. All in. Hold. Hold.
You do a shot? I'll do a shot if you do. What they got? What they got over there?
Variety of beers, different shots. No action,
They
guys.
got. Do a Malibu. Do a shot. You got any like mango flavor and anything like that?
Mango flavor.
What pepper?
The Jim Beam peach.
I'll try that one. Appreciate it.
Is there a beer over there?
What? You say somebody
Beer.
say beer?
Beer.
Yeah.
There's
This should be. Here,
Michelob Ultra, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab one of those.
Yeah. That's good.
Also, Dos Equis. I'll take a dose.
That's about.
We are moving on to the next 2-card
I'll take you.
Alright, action's over here.
hand.
Anybody else want a shot? Or a beer? Going once, going twice.
Fold. Fold.
As Jay went in the +2 with 7-6 offsuit, going to raise it up to $15. Dante,
85.
the man's got the hooks. Going to put in the 3-bet, big 3-bet, huge 3-bet.
Got a shot.
Hold on, over here.
Oh, sorry, I was trying to.
Preston, right?
I got it.
Prestige.
Okay, it's good, it's good, too.
350. Fold. Fold.
Yeah, I'm excited about my
And Joe just going to cold call the 3-bet in the cutoff. And Ben in the small blind with the cold 4 coming in for it, 350. And Dante is having none of it. Oh my gosh, what is happening right here? We have got quite a hand brewing, 2 mystery hands, 3-way all in, kings versus jacks. And Ben's got Joe's got ace king. We're seeing a classic 3-way all in here. Everybody at stone top of range. Ace king v kings v jacks. Jacks are going to need the most help here for sure. Kings in the lead by quite a bit. We're going to run out here. Queen on the flop. Oh, but Dante's got the ladies. He doesn't have 2 jacks. He flopped it. He flopped it. Turned a boat. No help for the ace queen of diamonds. And Dante sucking out against the kings. He's going to take down a huge pot. We are still having some issues, it seems, with the graphics catching up here. Dante did, in fact, have 2 ladies and got a 3rd one on the flop. He's going to scoop himself a massive 3K pot here. 2K profit, 1 hand. You love to see it. Got to play with Dante not all that long ago. He came up to Dallas. And I also got to play with him down in Austin. He's a really nice guy. I love to see him scooping a big one.
I jumped the gun because I had my shot.
It's also kind of what I was thinking. I was just like, with the hands that were showing up on the graphics, I was like, oh man, Jax is really, forcing him to wake up with something or get out. This is a cold 4-bet. That is ambitious, but now we see why. Because he did not have the jiggities. Dante is, in fact, a ladies' man. No straddle on this hand. Moving on to the next one, and Dante back to back. Queens, then ace king, and a pile of cash in front of him. I think those are tipping dollar bills. He usually likes to tip in cash. Folding all the way around to Prestige, who gets in there with the 8-5. Feel like that's not his actual hand, though. If it is, he flopped a pair and outflopped the ace king. And it is going to check over to Mr. Dante. Oh, I do believe Prestige, in fact, led out here on the flop. Flopping a pair saying, wake up with something or get out of the pot. And took it on down. Jaywin now with the ace-jack of hearts. What is happening?
I really want one of those Pokemon ones. That's what I really want.
You want to win it. Do you have a Pokemon?
I don't have one. Whether I win it or...
Yeah, Jaywin put on the straddle here. He's got ace-jack of hearts. Looks like we might have been playing the 7-deuce game, as I saw Dante get in there with 7-deuce. Joe puts in the flat call facing the squeeze, and Jack 6 of diamonds going to go ahead and go into the muck, as it should. And no sweat ace on the flop, backdoor hearts.
For 600.
On a relatively dry board texture for Mr. J. Wynn.
Get out of here, man. Wait, you got a whole
Certainly
bunch?
good enough for a C bet with his entire range.
Oh, the Ash's team there.
He's going to go for it here.
I'll take a baby one.
Do you want me to
Let's
put it
go.
over there for you?
Yeah.
Let's go. Which one is this? I want one of the originals, though. What is this?
That is one. I just don't know what. I don't know anything.
That's not one of the originals. I
I-
have all of the original 151 Pokemon cards. But this one's cute, though.
Did you rebuy with 1,000?
Does it stand by itself? It doesn't even stand by itself. There we go.
J. Wynn
What's it called? What's it called?
I don't know. It's
You don't even know what
might
it's
have put in the
I want it.
put out a C bet that then got raised by Mr. Joe in position.
Where do you get them at?
called. It's not one of the original
But from
150.
this is from a player. I don't know the name of it.
I got all these.
Here it is. Thank you.
Turn goes check, check.
Tornadoes.
And there is now a 4-liner to the board.
That's not one of the original 150.
I have the one that's a spy or a thief, skinny guy.
How much you want for the Charmander, though?
Was it the original? My favorite ones. Is it a call or a raise?
That's your favorite
And
one?
it is going to go bet and a call there.
Like, these are the ones that you...
Mr. Joe. J. Wynn betting out 150. Nice thin, raised with thin value bet. Getting raised by Joe.
Considering, like, the size and... That's cool, though. Hey, I appreciate you. I just wanted to be cool and have...
Oh man, you're already cool.
No, I believe J. Wynn just bet 300 on the end. I think that's what makes the most sense here. And he's going to get the max from ace 10. Gotcha out pipped, buddy.
I bought all but
Going to take down a nice little pots
this one, which is
with the ace jack for J. Wynn.
Vulpix. It's Vulpix.
I've won 7.
Something random. Looks like a button.
I lost. Well, I lost 4 and I sold one. I sold one for $100 on the stream. Thank you. Yeah. That's the one he gave me.
$100.
100 guys, I'll give you $100 for all that. I just throw it fast. And I went and bought it.
This one is pretty rare. You'll not get this if you go and try it again.
What is that one?
Raichu.
Oh, Raichu. Nice.
Doge with the 9-8 of spades. Very pretty, very playable hand. Going to raise it up. No straddle on this hand. So he goes for just about a min click. And he's going to see 2 callers behind. J. Wynn in the big blind. Even getting this price is not going to be able to come along with the 9 Dewey off suits. And we are going 3 ways to the flop. Show it to me, dealer. 9-6-3. Doge, top pair, good kicker. A lot of backdoor straight equity. Gonna put out the bets for value / protection and prestige. Prestige, my man. Getting in there with the ace deuce. Says, wake up with a pair or fold, Doge. I'm gonna get to showdown. Beat you. Gets a very safe turn card. 3 of hearts. Facing this double barrel, ace high. Probably gonna shrivel up just a little bit. Though Prestige does have the ace of hearts in hand, opening himself up to some pretty phenomenal backdoor flush bluff opportunities. Does put in the call and a 5 on the end. He's going to brick it all for Mr. Prestige. And Doge still got the best of it. Still maintains top pair even on this flop. Goes for 3 streets, man. Gotta love these thin value bets. $205 over to Mr. Prestige.
Yeah, we have all kinds of liquor.
I know, I'll get it.
Red Bull. Red Bull.
It.
Red Bull. Did you get any Red Bull?
No, you did.
Oh, you got me one? Okay.
And he goes for the raise on the end. I'm wondering if he actually has ace deuce. Because if he doesn't, or if he does, then this is a sick play. If he does not, he might have a 3 here. Putting in a very value-heavy size. Raise on the end, just under 3x. And Doge is in quite a pickle here. He really doesn't beat much other than a stone airball bluff. He loses to ace, puts in the call. He is not a believer and is going to be shown. Yeah, ace trade. That's what I figured. I was like, there's no way Prestige. Not to say he isn't capable of putting in some sick bluffs, but this very much felt like a 3. As if he was bluffing, I feel like he would go a lot more polar on the end. And also, people just don't raise river bluff enough, though. Doge is going to pay it off when Prestige turns trip trays. And he's taking down yet another nice sized pot.
It's still 2.5 max. No, you can match up. Match stack.
It's not me. It's not definitely not me. You messed my hand.
What's up? By the way, all your food's in the bag.
Oh, add 1,000 more. 1,200 to 1,200.
Should we be telling you?
I made a bad hand. Got one.
What you got on? I have around 20.
Oh, my bad.
Exact count?
25.
Alright, so fold 25, fold. I'll tell him in a second. Fold.
Prestige now waking up once again with a very playable hand. 2 4s in the hijack, the fake aces. Dante going to call Jack 6 of diamonds in the big blind, and Sam, who limped under the gun, with the KQ, is going to put in the call. Pretty nice flop for Mr. Dante. He's got an overcard to anyone's pair, the Jack high flush draw, and some backdoor straight equity.
I was thinking about the waffle fries.
Prestige going to barrel out here representing range, figuring out right where his pair is going to be at on this board texture. And Dante getting just about one of the best cards in the entire deck, 7 on the turn. Now open-ended with a diamond draw. Though Prestige has got a gutter of his own, and the only pair going for double barrel protection. I'm curious if Prestige actually has ace 4 or something of the like. And Dante not going anywhere, as he shouldn't. Finds a way to brick everything on this run out. That is insane. And in fact, had queen 6 of diamonds, not the jack 6. And we are going to see Prestige take it down with the old 5-4 offsuits. This man is running good tonight. 2 pair on the end, ace high kicker.
I had nothing.
When I graduated, I never made a call. Ready to rock you.
Oh yeah, I would have been interested to see like you take a test pre-college and then post-college, like a standardized test to see how it goes. I'm like,
I went back from my business school, so
oh yeah, so all right, yeah,
Live.
that's awesome.
yeah, so I enjoyed
Hold on,
it.
guys. Sorry, we have to. Hold on. Straddle has to be here. Sorry, guys.
What do you do?
Now,
Sorry, guys.
for my last role, I turned it over to a local marketing firm to run it. I did that for 2.5 years, and got super lucky with the startup that I went through before that I did. And after that, I just kind of took some time off and work. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing next.
Awesome.
It's not 30 or 40.
I wouldn't say lucky. I would say that startup you were instrumental to the success.
Yeah, it was a really good.
Nah, I didn't touch yours.
It was a good. It was
That's
a good
awesome.
story.
You paid for it, man. You gotta thank me.
We're going to see Doge raise it up to $30 here in the +1. And Big Daddy Chaz
What a guy, dude.
putting in the 3-bet. Nice big sizing, up to $100. Jaywin coming in with the cold 4. 2 kings on the button. And Big Daddy Chaz says, I was just kidding. I'm going to get out of your way, Mr. Win, Mr. J Win.
I mean, I argue it's good or bad luck, but I was number 9 of this.
And Jaywin going to take this one down pre. Nice little result for the kings. Certainly not as big a pot as he wanted, I'm sure.
I got a lot more solid, but
But it's definitely better than them getting cracked.
Yeah,
so like super. I mean, some good luck, some bad luck, I guess.
yeah. But I feel like that's the dream with startups.
Yeah, especially in Austin, man. Like everybody, like in Austin, to work for a company with equity is, especially a good company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of my engineering friends, a lot of my engineer friends.
Yeah, live 40.
A lot of my engineer friends, which is common
We see Prestige open up.
and it essentially lets you
I have a feeling he doesn't have Jack 6 offsuits.
you only need
Opens up 2 cards, and J-Win gonna 3-bets 2 cards of his own. J-Win getting a nice flop for his range. Ace Jack 5 in position, though not stopping Prestige as he's going to. Maybe there was a double straddle on. Going to lead right into J-Win here. I'm thinking Prestige actually has a piece of this one. Once check 2, J-Win going to bet out nearly full pot. Overbet the pot, actually, and take this one down right then and there on the turn.
So how you like Austin in total?
Yeah, it was a good move.
Are you active in the poker scene?
Yeah, I used to play pretty good now.
This is a great club, man. I play a lot. Like, I quit my job in, I think, like, July 25th, like the end of July. And since then, I've been able to play a lot more poker. It's fun. This is one of my favorite clubs.
Did you say you're working for stuff or you started your own shop?
No, I worked for Apple for 7 years, and I went over to a tech startup, and then after that, I went to a marketing startup.
J-Win in the hijack. Getting frisky with it. With the skinny 3 deuce, at least that is all we can assume at this time. And Ben and Straddle is tired of J-Win being so aggressive. Going to put in the 3-bets. J-Win does put in the call in position. Coming right along. Jack 10 tray. Rainbow. Ben looks like he is going to wave the white flag here. And check it over to J-Win, as this board is typically better for a lot of J-Win's calling range. And if J-Win does in fact have the skinny here, he has a 3 that needs some protection from any ace, any king, any queen. And Ben is going to put in the call here, and I really hope J-Win's got the skinny. All right, show me what the actual card was. The deuce on the turn, man. Picking up 2 pairs, supposedly. And he is going to continue putting out the bets for value. Ben's got to have a piece of this one. I don't know if he would call J-Win down with nothing but ace king high and a deuce on the end. I really hope J-Win's got 3 deuce here, as he now has a full house, deuces full of trays. For one of the sneakiest boats imaginable in a spot like this. Puts out a huge bet-ish, roughly half pot 600 for value. And Ben seems to be in a bit of a predicament here. Does put in the fold. We don't get to see what he had, though. Whatever it was, good fold. As J-Win pretty much had the nuts on that run out.
Am I or am I not?
5:30.
It'll let me delay. Okay.
We're going to see Dante in the +3. Raise it up with the queen 7 of diamonds. Joe going to make the call on the cutty. King 9 offsuits and 2 calls behind. Ace on the flop. No ace in sight. Doesn't look like anyone's really got a pair, though. There are some backdoor potentials.
You have ace king.
And Dante going to c-bet here on this ace-high flop and just take it down right now.
That's how you know I'm horrible at this game. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll look on the stream. Don't worry. I'll look later. What do you have?
The king.
There's no king on the board, man.
I know, that's why I had a bet.
Because you know I don't know what I'm doing.
No.
I'm tired of you guys picking on me.
15. Call. Fold. Call. Fold.
Raise.
65. Fold. Call. Call. Call.
Man, that didn't work at all.
4 players.
I'll just wait on me. I'll check in the dark.
Check. $130. Fold. Fold. Call. Heads up.
I'll check.
Check. $200.
Let's see, discount. Discount.
Call.
I'll check.
Check. $300. Fold.
You had a heart, you were good. You had a pair? No heart.
Bottle of scotch here.
I had a pair also.
Shit. Got to believe something.
They were considerably good,
Big one check.
in my opinion.
10, please.
510.
No game. Not doing a live point.
Got it.
That's your.
$1,000 only buys me $1 $20.
30.
Every dealer can do it.
90. Fold. 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 Fold.
What about yours?
510.
You said you wanted the same thing as me? I got 17, dude.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I'm a big dude. I'll let me know. Someone else will eat him, I'm sure.
You should.
Fold. Fold.
want some nuggets from Chick-fil-A?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
If not, Seth will eat them.
I'm good.
Check. Check. 40. Fold, fold. How much? 1,000. See 5 adding on 1,000. Fold, fold. 20. Fold. 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 60. Fold. 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 That's it. Check. Call. Check.
Big Daddy Chaz picking up an ace on the turn. Definitely going to go for the double barrel. If he didn't have anything yet on this flop, he's certainly got something now. Puts out 210. Doge 2 mystery cards. And the double barrel is going to get it done for Mr. Chaz, regardless of what he had.
Fold, 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 fold.
Going to see Joe raise up King 10 of diamonds under the gun and Dante in the small blind with the KQ off suits. I think all options really are available to Mr. Dante in this spots between call, raise, and fold. And he goes for the 3-bet here. I like the sizing, 135 out of position. Sam rags in between, and Joe, I think, is a pretty natural defend. In position, 2 suited cards that touch. And that is not the flop that King 10 was looking for. 9-7 Dewey. No heart in sight for either player. So Dante's got the King of Spades in his hand, is going to go for the barrel, and Joe immediately laying it down. Bluff it with the best of it. You love to see it. It's classic.
Alright, like 10, 20, and 50.
Sam, queen out of hearts in the small blind. Certainly good enough for a raise. Though Doge just got the KK. Joe called with the 4-3 offsuit in the big blind, and he's going to put in the squeeze. Huge squeeze. 810. Probably going to get it done for sure. Taking this one down pre. The Kings, man, can't see a flop. Not in this game.
Foreign currency.
I know, I saw you.
Sam, you did that just because of me, didn't you? Was it like 3 people in hand? I was, yeah.
It's only 3x.
Straddle.
Jay win the KQ of hearts now in the hijack. Certainly good enough for a raise. Puts it in. Folds all the way around to Doge with King 10 of clubs in the big. He is going for the 3 bets in the big with the King 10.
You have like 35 behind.
And J1 has a pretty natural call here into position in the hijack. Let me see. Not a board that really favors Doge much at all. Wrong color cards, 2 overs. Probably got one of the worst flops imaginable for his exact hand. Though he is still going for it, laying on the pressure, forcing J-Win to wake up with something to get on out. This board definitely favors J-Win overall, though it just so happens he's got a hand that doesn't really connect with this board. 2 overs, backdoor heart draw. He's got the best of it by a mile, though you can't really assume that too often, especially when Doge continues on this flop. However, J-Win, not deterred, my man, wants to see a turn card. That is not one that either player is especially happy to see, I'm sure. 4-liner to the board now. Doge, I think, correctly going to check give this up. J-Win now has the opportunity to bluff Doge off of any pairs that he might have here when the 4-liner comes. J-Win, though he's got the best of it now, can't assume his king-queen has much showdown value. He's probably going to put out a bet here. Does, in fact, like it. I love it. This card is so much better for him than it is for Doge, and he is going to take it down on the turn.
Can I get some more cash?
Check.
You want stack, Dante?
Yeah.
What's the high score?
1200 behind.
Oh, it's 15.
It's 15. I was ready to, what do you call it?
56.
Fire.
As usual.
5,600.
What's that? It's ready to.
Yeah, 5,000.
I added 11. Player 4.
Where's the 56?
Who has 56?
Oh, you're paying. That's where it is.
Seat 10 has 11. And seat 4 is adding 1100.
Seat 5.
Seat 5 you added 11. I'm sorry?
Oh, I'm seat 5.
Seat 5. Oh, okay. Seat 5 is adding 1100.
They've been saying that I'm seat 5. As I know. Oh, wait, actually, I guess it should be. I drew 6. I drew 5, so yeah. But every time I had it on, it said seat
So the way he did it was he's like, yeah,
Hey,
he took out 4, so that's, yeah.
Oh, seat player 4 is seat.
You can say the name too.
Oh,
We can add it that way.
Yeah, say your name.
DOGE.
It's a Bradford.
Hey, it's up.
So am I seat 7 or seat 6? I thought it was 7.
Adding.
I think the confusion is because we skipped one. So some people were skipping, some people were not. But you can just say your name and they can add y'all that way.
Less money here than you want.
Everyone plays their own way. Might be smart if he ends up losing though.
You're right, then. How he plays, I get it.
Check.
Check.
Check. Check. Fold. Check. Check.
And we got the dealer changed out here. Moving on to the next one.
Say 135. 135 today.
Looks like we're doing a little bit of a bomb pot scenario here. Checked all the way over to the button, who is going to barrel out here. I can't imagine people have too much on this board if checked all the way around first.
This thing will not stand up, man.
I know.
135.
Well, 4-card action for you folks.
What is the little thing again?
It's a Pokemon that no one knows.
Okay.
I think it's
Why do
from
you
the-
have Pokemon? That's weird.
Huh?
Why do you have Pokemon? I'm just.
I like to catch them all.
I know.
All in. Yep. 675 total bet. You have a call.
Looks like we had the old check repot scenario here.
675. You just call. 675 total bet.
Moment.
There is all in. Alright. I'm gonna take 675 as the main.
And we are coming right along. Jay Wayne with a set of 4s, looks like. And a straight redraw. Oh, man, so rough. Throwing the button's got set over set.
So as long as the board doesn't pair.
Fours are out, threes are out, 9.
In the cutoff with ace high club draw, looks like. Very live cards to come
I have a 3.
as we get this pot situated here.
That's a good thing. Love it. It's a good thing for me.
Actually, I think he's gonna runner jack.
I mean, you already know it. I don't even know.
I had one of those cards, but I don't
I'm
remember.
sorry,
what
Sam.
it was.
It felt like the right move.
Money,
For me?
I think.
No, for me.
Sam,
I don't know.
might
Well, he
have
knew
this.
one of you
Oh,
guys
this is
had
cool.
one.
This is very scoopable. I actually thought he had a flush. I was hoping he had a flush, but threes are good too. Just on my
If it was double board, it'd be so much better.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, more gambling. More juice.
More
Sam.
Dealer extraordinaire in the box, getting it
200 for the side pocket.
set up nice and clean.
I'm sorry, Sam. I didn't mean to. It felt like it did
queen and has 8. Fuck.
Queen on the turn helps nobody. And how about a 4? How about 4 4s for Mr. J-Win? As if
Well, you lost less
he
money.
didn't already have the best hand. Let's just give it to him. It's just the old nuts, the Nutter Butters. For Mr. J-Win, he's going to take down a very nice PLO bomb pot. All sliding over his way.
Yeah, that's true.
Got it in with the best hand. And maintains it on the river.
Set up on live.
All things are as they should be in the game of poker.
It's gambling.
I mean, 4s is a tough call too. 'Cause yeah,
It became a lot easier. It became a lot easier. I was actually hoping they both had plugs. Because then I had a ton of outs.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, 9 out.
I mean, all he
Plus the runner runner.
all he needs is the 1-4.
Yeah,
so
9 out.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Well, that's poker. That's gambling. I mean,
Last one we have.
worried
Checks.
about losing it. Don't come here. I'm expecting to lose all this, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to give y'all all of this. Come take it.
Talking about.
Come take it. Sam, come take this.
That's what happens when you guys don't straddle.
That's going to do it for our little Gamble PLO action.
Run back, we'll get you. Come get you.
Bomb pots galore, Texas Card House. For those of you that don't know, if you've never been to Texas Card House, first of all, where you been? Second of all, we do PLO bomb pots at the higher stake games on every dealer change, as well as regular 2-card bomb pots at some of the lower stakes like 1, 2. Though it is, of course, up to the players at the table whether they want to do it at all.
Let's go.
We are getting right back into the action. Looks like Joe will not be returning to us after getting stacked spectacularly. Set over sets in this PLO bomb pot. Moving on to the 2-card action. Dante's got something in the hijack here. Gonna raise it on up. $80.
Sam, are you 1,000?
And get no resistance. Nobody had anything to fight back with.
You got enough money over there?
Might have big blind.
Oh, I'm not too sure how much you got.
I believe you were under the gun.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not like he was ahead.
Zafrankenberg just put in the sub. Thank you so much, Mr. Berg.
I think we post everybody in a stream game.
If you guys are not already, be sure to hit like, hit subscribe. That way you can keep up with all the high stakes poker action we bring you 7 nights a week here from TCH Live. You got Greg P in the booth for those of you just tuning in. As Big Daddy Chaz in the +1, going to raise it up. The 6-3 of clubs. Sam and the Cuddy just going to call Ace Jack, and Ben back just in time. Going to let her go. Didn't see something he liked, and Prestige comes along in the big blind. Ace Trey picks up a gutter. Big Daddy Chaz actually open-ended on this flop with a backdoor club draw. Pretty massive flop for his exact hand. I'd love to see it. Other than flopping a straight or a flush, this is about as good as it gets. 6-3 suited, and it is. Sam going to look him up light, and Prestige going to put in the check raise with the gutter. If he is going to continue with the gutter ball, I do like the check raise here from the big blind. Though this board is rather connected and draw heavy. And I don't think Sam actually has ace jack, as called ace high twice facing this action. Prestige going to continue here. Jack bringing in the front door flush draw. Not good for the 6 tray. Wrong color. Though Sam now supposedly has top pair, and the nut heart draw gonna immediately puts Prestige all in. He's got a gutter to the wheel and a 3-high heart draw, and says, "Whoopsie, I was just kidding." Shows the ace of hearts. No matter that he had the jack behind. Love that show there with the ace of hearts. Gotta show some cards sometimes. It's good for the game. And it makes people question, did he really have it? He certainly had one of the correct cards.
Let that go. I'm gonna regret that one. I just did it because it was you.
Yeah, he's got 1500. All right, see, that was the right.
Yeah, you're right.
You would have done the same, I know.
I would have done that in almost 90% situation.
You re-straddle like 20.
Hell, he'd have done it without it. He represented.
You fold, call.
500 green. No, leave me alone.
500 behind.
I give you red.
Fold.
I have so much red. You're giving me red.
Raise. 80.
More red than we
Call.
Let me just help you out.
Oh, C3, but floor's coming in. Alright, floor, fold.
When he's saving the +3, raise it up with 9-7 of clubs. Excuse me.
Oh, my stats are up, huh?
Maybe limped in with the 9-7 of clubs. Prestige in the small. Ben on the button going to raise it up. Prestige in the small blind calling. 10-9. And Sam going to complete in +3. Ace King 6. Prestige has got the 9 of spades, though this is certainly going to be a flop that favors the preflop raiser. However, Prestige going to immediately bet out on 2 players. Sam says, I have 9 high. I fold. Ben has a very easy call a lot of the time. Prestige picks up a gutter on the turn to go along with his 9 high flush draw.
Bet 500.
And Prestige going to put out the double barrel. I think once he has taken the betting lead away, that certainly was a good card to put out 2 bets. Does, in fact, and is going to take this one down immediately. Tipping a 5-ball every hand. You love to see it. Certainly love to see it being in the box.
You might have had me beat.
Prestige going to limp in the button King 6. Derek comes along. The Jack Dewey, Big Daddy Chaz puts in the raise. Jack 3 of diamonds. Jalen in the straddle. Waking up with it every time, man. Puts in just a flat call, though. I think with his exact hand, he pretty often could go for a 3-bet there for pure value. Does get it heads up with Chaz, though. I'm sure he's happy to see that. Spike's the best of it. Bottom pair. Chaz, wrong color cards. No real redraw other than backdoor straights. He's going to go check on this flop. Brings in the 9 on the turn. Big Daddy Chaz went from pretty much dust to a gutter. And Jalen just going to let go of the 4. Insta. And Big Daddy Chad's going to take this one down. No resistance.
Obviously. If it was sitting, I would have played it, you know?
What
King
happened
Deuce,
here,
you
dude?
know? I don't know.
I'm shy now.
Yeah, I'm a nit now. You know? I don't know.
You love folding now? What happened to you, dude?
Crazy. You got on tilt, you know? Like, you took all my money and changed the whole
When you
game.
get on tilt, you start folding?
Oh, everybody would be on tilt.
Oh, no, dude.
No suited cards.
Like 10, fold. Fold. Hold on, action's
Oh, I'm
here.
sorry.
45.
Okay, so to raise to 45, the actions change.
I apologize.
Fold.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Joe limping in, ace eights. Then going to raise it up. Prestige calling in the cutty for deuce. Big Daddy Chad's got the birds. Two aces in the small blind. Going to put on the squeeze. Looks like he goes massive here, 300. I love this sizing. You can do this with a lot of holdings, and it's pretty effective. And when you do get called, you've got the nuts. So you've built yourself a nice pot, and you're often going to get this heads up. Dante, 2 6s. Really not getting a price to set mine here. And I'm never in favor of cold calling a 3-bet. Does put in the fold. I like it. Ben very quickly has folded his hand to Prestige. For deuce. Does let her go. And Big Daddy Chad's going to take this one down. Trying to get as much value as he could
Didn't do much.
for the nuts.
I'm deeply regretful.
Fold. Raise. 30. Fold. Raise. 60. Fold.
That's the only thing I read in the textbook. That's all.
We need to see Doge raise it up to $30. Prestige put in the 3-bet. Queen Jack, just a min click. Gonna price in all these players behind for sure. As Derek calls behind. Sam calls under the gun, and Doge has a very natural call as well. 8-7 of diamonds. Derek flopping a jack high flush draw. Not much else for most players. Does check all the way over to Derek, who's going to barrel out here, as I think he should. 150. If you can take the pot down right now, why not? And it just so happens everybody's got dust, but Prestige is coming along. Backdoor spades and Broadway cards. He's not a believer, Mr. Derek. Ace of spades on the turn, giving Derek the jack high flush. No sweat. And once this card has come out, Prestige is actually going to lead right into Derek, picking up a gutter to Broadway with the queen high flush draw of his own. Derek now going to be wondering what Prestige is going to be doing this with. I think Prestige is very much trying to get a king to fold, as this card is typically a very scary card for a king, bringing in the most obvious draw and puts an overcard to their pair. Though Derek does not have a king. He, in fact, has the jack high flush, putting in the raise, no sweat immediately, charging Prestige to the max if he wants to see a river card, who is coming along. Put a 10 of clubs out there one time. Ace on the end. Does not change much, though not the best card in the world for Derek. Though Prestige was playing an ace on that turn card, it might be likely that he's got trips. And Derek, I think, should go relatively large here, targeting just that. He's got just about a pot-sized bet left, just under think the only bet that makes a lot of sense here is to rip it in. But he is going to go for more value. Bet of 9 hundo. And Prestige Queen High, probably just going to have to let it go. Does, in fact, and a huge pot sliding over to Derek. The Jack High flush on the turn. Love it. Now up a cool 850 on the night. Prestige down 2.5 thousand. J-Win, the big winner on the night thus far, probably mostly as a result of that PLO bomb pot.
Did you add to my collection over here? Oh, how do you get over? Give me that back. I don't know. That's mine.
Wow.
That's why I'm losing.
That's disrespectful to me. I gave back the gift.
No, I wanted to see if you would notice it, but I did want it. I did want it.
Raise. 25.
Prestige with the skinny of the +3, not deterred by the result of that last hand. Raise it up to $25. Nobody really flopping a pair here. Dante's actually got the best of it. King high. Some backdoor straight potential, backdoor flush potential. I like Dante's hand. Prestige going to bet on out here. Dante's just going to put in the fold. I think there is ever a time to float with King High. That certainly is a good candidate to do so. There's a lot of turn cards. Both improve your equity and give you plenty of opportunity to run a bluff, though he just lets it go. And Prestige going to take this one down with nothing but 3 high. You'll love to see that. You love just putting a bet out there and everybody just folds. It used to be just that easy in this game, though not really anymore. And we've got some straddles here. We are playing 5, 5, 10, 20, 45, looks like.
545.
Pumping up the action just a little bit for you folks. Thank you guys for spending your Monday night with us. Here at TCH Live, coming to you from Austin, Texas. You got Greg P in the booth filling in for AA Ron down here. And Mr. Lottie, who were not available tonight. Big Daddy Chaz, 2 5s in the hijack, going to raise it up to 140. Folds all the way around to Prestige, who is going to defend his big straddle with the 5 deuce. Going to need some help for sure. Though Big Daddy Chaz has a hand that is very vulnerable. Ace high flop, giving Prestige a gutter ball. Big Daddy Chaz checking his hand for a heart. There is not one. Does put in the check back. I like this check a lot. No reason to barrel here when you got showdown. King on the turn. Prestige now going to lead outs. 2/3 pots. Prestige really shouldn't have too many ace or king X, though it is possible. More likely that I think he's got a jack, and unfortunately, a jack beats 2 5s. Big Daddy Chaz kind of close to the bottom of his range, and Prestige going to show the 5. Saying, I got one on you, sir. Got it through.
Do you have a pocket here at least? That was my guess.
Straddle live 10. You straddle live 30. Live 30.
Prestige still bringing the action, putting on the straddles.
Oh no, it's 30. Live 30.
And it is going to fold all the way over to Sam on the button. Jack 8 of spades. Just going to put in the call, no raise. And Prestige going to check his option. Joe in between in the small blind. Prestige with the 5-4. Flops bottom pair. Any 7, any deuce, any tray. Helps his hand out on the turn. Does come along. Or excuse me, bets it out. And Sam, a lot of turn cards that also improve his hand. Backdoor spades. That is not one of them. Prestige now with the straight flush draw. Deuce of Diamonds, probably the best card in the deck. For him to continue on, does indeed, and gets the Jack High to fold.
Straight flush draw.
Had the best of it the whole way.
Shred 'em like a team. Fold. 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 Raise. 40. Fold.
Joe Ace Knight of Diamonds on the button. Very pretty, very playable.
100.
Going to raise it up to 40 bones and immediately get 3 bets by Mr. Benny Boy. Like the size, 150.
150 total bet.
And I think Joe has a pretty natural defend here in position. Does put it in. Going to go heads up to the flop.
Check.
Well, Joe apparently does not have Ace Nine of Diamonds, as the Nine of Diamonds is on the flop. This is going to check all the way down, it looks like. All the way to the river, at least. Now, Ben is finally going to start putting some money in this pot, though this board certainly favored his 3-betting range, even out of the blinds. And Joe, I guess, with Ace High nothing, going to have to let it go.
No, I didn't.
Check. Check. Yeah.
Fold king.
Raise. 15. Fold. Fold.
The guy over there just said that's my favorite sports board.
Jay win the 8-5 of clubs, says I haven't played a hand in a while. Let's go. Raising up to 15. No straddle on this hand.
65.
Doge, no sweat. Immediate 3-bet. Pretty big sizing here. $65 in position on the button.
Raise.
And Ben
250. Fold. Fold.
putting in the cold 4. Jay win lets his hand go very quickly, and Doge going to defend in position here. Looks like both players probably got a piece of something. 10-7-4. No player should really have
Bet. 75.
a nuts advantage on this board, though it's still very possible the Doge has got some straight and or flush draws. Doge could also have pocket 10s. Ben could also technically have pocket 10s if he cold 4s with 2 10s. And Doge is going to barrel out tiny here, super duper tiny down bets, and immediately get raised by Doge in position. Oh, 175, not $75. Never mind. It just puts in the down bet. And immediately getting raised by Mr. Doge. Pretty dynamic board texture. I think if Ben had an overpair here, he could very comfortably check call in this spot.
Is Carolyn ever commentating?
Raise. All in.
And he is going to put in the 3 bets jam, saying, Doge, wake up with it or get out of my pot, sir. Have pocket 10s or fold your hand. This board is very dynamic and draw heavy. I do like Ben's decision to rip it here. I think he's got an overpair here all day. Kings, aces, potentially pocket queens or jacks.
All right. 2,510. 2,520 total bet.
Doge now with quite a decision. I'm thinking he's
All in your first. Just scan your
got a strong draw of some sort, potentially some spade draws.
500
And Ben does not want to give any and all of those draws a wow. No way. No way Ben has Queen Jack of Hearts here. If he does, this is the most gangster all in I've ever seen out of the small blind. That is insanity if he's actually got Queen Jack here. I love the cold 4. And Doge's going to say, nice hand, and relinquish the pots. Shows it. Oh, I love it. What a beautiful play there. The old rejam with the Queen Jack. Backdoor hard draw. That is insane. What a play. What a play, Mr. Ben. I love it.
I was thinking, I liked it. Yeah.
Straddle, like 10. Restraddle, like 20.
Dante, let's go with King 10 in the +2. Pretty surprised to see that fold there. Suited variety. Certainly good enough for putting some money in, though. Joe's going to put in the call behind, and Doe's going to raise it up. One black chip with Ace Jack in the cutty. Prestige Ace Jack of his own in the small blind. What's in just the flat call. Folds all the way back over to Joe with an offsuit wheel ace, and we are going through ace to the flop. Put an ace out there for me, dealer. Just one time. Does not come. How about Queen, Queen 8? Certainly going to be a scenario of you bet you win. Does go check all the way around. Checks around one more time. 8 on the end. All 3 players, 2 pair ace high. We got a 3-way chop here, ladies and gents. That is very rare, though it does happen. The Doge once checked through. Yeah, nobody. I'm not surprised to see nobody take a stab at it, as they all have far too much showdown value. Oh, but Prestige had the ace queen. He just had the nuts. He kept checking over, saying, "Please put money in this pot. Please put money in this pot. Somebody else, please put money in this pot."
I just can't count.
What the hell was that? Adding 2,000.
Behind 2,000. What's your name?
Joe? D-O-G-E.
The card game is going up fast on my brain does. I'm pretty sure if I bet it was holding. Pretty sure.
You'll never know, dude.
I sold her.
2,000 behind.
2,000 behind, yes, sir. Fold, 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 fold,
Raise.
fold, raise. 30.
Sam going to just limp in with the Queen out of hearts in the +2. Big Daddy Chaz calling with the Queen 7 of spades, and Jaywin ace queen of diamonds in the straddle. Yet another very juicy opportunity to put in the squeeze. Does, in fact, Sam Queen out of hearts going to put in the call. And now once he is called, we're probably going to see calls all the way around, though. Prestige lets go of his skinny. Big Daddy Chaz, Queen 7 as well. We're going to go heads up here. Sam going to need some help. Either runner 9s or 2 hearts. Does not get either, though he does. A very interesting hand with a lot of backdoor potential. Jaywin with the best of it. Backdoor diamonds. Puts in the check. Pretty dry board texture, though it does favor Sam's range pretty often.
So you posted that on Facebook.
Like Jaywin's check here. He might be looking to check call. Picks up the nut flush draw on the turn. Did go check on the flop, I think, seeing this card. Jaywin also has yet another very natural check call opportunity. And a jack on the end, giving ace queen the best of it right now. Checks it over to Sam,
Check, shut up.
who's going to announce Queen High. Oh, Ace King. Ace King of Diamonds. Excuse me. And J-Win is going to take this one down with nothing but Ace King High.
Fold, fold, fold. Raise, 20, fold, fold. 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 Call. That's it. Check. Check.
Guys, you going to Vegas?
Probably not until the main event.
Check.
You gonna play with me? Is that the only tournament you play?
Yeah, I was
Bet
planning on
25?
going there early this year,
25
but
bet.
closer to God, I was just like, I don't feel like going to Vegas.
Well, we got a bit of a hand brewing here. Doe's just flopping it.
That's not really the
Trays full of aces, and J-Win picking up a 9 on the turn. Top 2 pair.
I just love playing poker in Texas, so.
He's going to go check back call on this turn card. King in the end. Brings in the backdoor heart draw. Not many things that J-Win beats now other than a stone airball bluff. I think Doge, 2 aces on board. Was it a huge bet? I love the huge over bet. 150 here. Great bet sizing. Looks very bluffy. Backdoor hearts came in. That's very scary to a lot of 9X. And you can get called to the max from all ace X.
They do love to do it down there. Very charitable group of poker players.
This is a great opportunity to put in the overbet here from Doge, and I love it. J-Win has not folded yet. He's got the 10 heart blocker, very relevant. And it's hard to imagine that Doge would be doing this with too much ace X, though J-Win is going to put in a pretty nice fold. There are just too many things that beat him, and I think he's close enough to the bottom of range that he's not really all that exploitable if he does fold 9 here versus the overbet.
You can go anywhere you want, any event. So Florida's the next one, then there's one in Vegas. Yeah, it's actually a really
You can pass it.
I did want to address
I want it here.
the technical difficulties we've been having tonight. I appreciate you guys sticking with us, being patient,
Yeah, I'd have to just look at dates.
as I know it is frustrating for all.
4,200 for a $5,000 package.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything
no,
was
I-
working fine right up until the stream started. As it tends to go. But I appreciate you guys staying along, watching, and still liking the video. Still tuning in to TCH Live in Austin with Greg P in the booth filling in for AA Ron and William Lottie.
Good deal.
No, I know it is. I would need to look at the calendars on.
Love your fun.
Yeah.
I'll sell it tonight. I'll put the money on the table.
No, I appreciate. I'll have to look at a calendar.
I think it's mid-November. Next one. Just look up
'Cause
WPT main events. Any one of those you can get.
Oh, great.
50's the bet. Call. Bet. 350.
We got Prestige trying to barrel Big Daddy Chaz off the best hand here. Prestige 2 pair, 10 high. Big Daddy Chaz looking him up with nothing but a stone. Solid bluff catcher, 2 pair ace high. Prestige is going to go for the triple barrel. 700. At the pot of 970. Big Daddy Chaz chops with all ace high in this spot.
So the next one's in like Orlando.
Yeah, the one in, so they don't have one in Vegas.
Though he just, in fact, has the best hand currently. Has not folded yet. The fact that he has not folded ace high yet is awesome. Prestige is repping pretty thin here. It's like, okay, you either have trip kings or you have stone air. Potentially some ace high.
Congrats on winning. Good luck selling it.
But I don't think ace high would really want to polarize in this way. Big Daddy Chaz, man. Big Daddy Chaz. Looks like he is grabbing chips. He's gonna pay. He's gonna put in the call, dude. That's so awesome. What a call. What a call. So it's 10 high. Big Daddy Chaz picking it off, man. Huge bluff catch there. With nothing but the ace 8, dude. What a call. That was a monster call right there. Oh my God. You love to see it. Certainly don't blame Prestige for going for it in that spot, as just about anything folds there that doesn't have a pair. Man, what a pick by Big Daddy Chaz, baby. It's funny, when I first saw that flop, I was like, oh, this is probably going to go bet fold, yada, yada. Did not. Big Daddy Chaz actually won a huge one. And this is the best time in the entire world to pick up 2 aces. Right after you ran a huge bluff and got picked off, you're saying, I'm steaming. I'm mad. I want to get my money in the middle. I'm going to play the very next hand. And what do you know? Getting 3 bets instantaneously. And huge 4-bet there for Prestige, putting in a third of his stack. And Derek going to snap fold versus this 4 bets. Potentially trying to isolate a player that he perceived to be steaming a little, though Prestige was not. He just happened to have it. Had the nuts, baby.
Starting at 10, 20, and 40. Live 40.
And we are keeping up the action with the straddle game we got going. 5, 5, 10, 20, 40 once again.
Live 40. There it is. 125. Fold. 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 Fold.
Big Daddy Chaz, King 4 clubs in the hijack. Gonna raise it on up here, trying to take down all that dead money. Doge with the nuts, 2 7s. Going to put in just the flat call on the straddle, and Prestige defending his straddle with the Doyle. And how about a set? How about a set from Mr. Doge? Middle sets, 3 7s, Prestige. 10 high, nothing. You couldn't put a club out there one time for me, dealer. And Doge going to check it over once again. I like the check here. Probably looking for an opportunity to check raise, as Prestige is now barreled out here with the Doyle. A lot of draws available. I think you got to start charging them. You can also balance in this spot with plenty of draws of your own. Does put in the immediate check raise. 6 hundo. Prestige 10 high. Nothing. Yeah, gonna have to let that one go. And Doge probably getting $150 more in value than otherwise anticipated.
Did you finish those nuggets? No, I didn't. You hungry again? No.
Frankenberg, first of all, thank you again for the sub. says TCH games are Austin, Dallas, and Houston, and Rio Grande Valley as well. So we've got 4 Texas Card House locations across the great state of Texas. Dallas, Texas, where I am from and reside. Austin, Texas, where you're seeing this stream from that I'm casting into. Houston, Texas, and Rio Grande Valley, both of which you do not have live streams, though we still give you 7 days of high-stakes poker action. Prestige's going to limp in with K4 +1, and Derek going to raise huge here. 2 kings of his own. Big Daddy Chaz puts in the 3 bets. Chaz, don't you know that Derek's got kings? You know Ace High was good. Sam going to put in the cold call on the button. Probably got a pocket pair or suited Broadway cards of his own. Joe now puts in a cold call of his own. And Prestige is going to get well out of the way. Derek being given the most opportune layup 4-bet squeeze ever in this spot. Does put it in. Let's see what size he decided to go with here. You don't have to go too big to accomplish the same effect. Though he went for 605. I like this sizing. As I said, you don't have to go too big, and there are players behind that are quite short stacked that might just put it in anyways. Big Daddy Chaz says, I was just kidding. Lays it down. Sam, oh my God. But Joe had the birds. Dude, that is disgusting. Sam going to lay his down, and Joe just going to rip it all in here. Derek has perceptively the easiest call in the world and is shown the bad news, man. Gonna need some help here for the 2Ks. 2 jacks not going to do it, and aces are going to maintain the best hand. Mr. Joe taking a nice one down with a very different line pre-flop. Got him the max, though I like his cold call there with the aces. Either he was going to see the flop 4-way out of position, or his opponent was going to put in the 4-bet squeeze, as I think he should do with a lot of hands. And now he gets to get all the money in good, way good, all the time. Does, in fact, and has taken down a nice $3,200 pot.
What's up? Me? 5, 6 apart. I always went without a pair. It was a real bad time to rebet there.
Thank you. Because I read big plus.
What? Get out of here.
Straddle, like 30.
Yeah, you just called the initial raise. Jack.
We'll have to check on the stream just to confirm.
Like 30, fold. Fold. Raise. 90. Call.
Dante raising it up, ace-4 of diamonds in the hijack. Sam going to call, same hand in the cutty.
Copy for 4K if you want.
Putting the 3-bets some of the time with this hand, though just goes for the flat call.
1,500 in cash, that's the thing. So the buy-in is 3,500. Now I'm stuck at 42. Because
And
he gets
Prestige
1,500
calling
cash,
in
so
straddle.
it's like,
7-4 and an ace on the flop, no sweats. No spade draw for any of the players, though Dante and Sam both have top pair. Dante going to bet out here. Same as a very natural just call. And Prestige lets go of the 7 high. 5 on the turn, giving both players a gutter as well as top pair. I think all options were available to Dante between check and bets. And both players picking up 2 pair on the end, though the backdoor flush draw gets there and puts a 1-liner to the board. Does go check call. I like Dante's check call here, keeping in all of the bluffs that Sam could have. Though it just so happens both players had the same hand, and we're going to chop this one up, dealer.
You thought he was going to check after you, too.
I was gonna call everything. He was calling, yeah. Yeah, I was calling everything, so I just wasn't betting it.
Is the button good?
Yeah, button's good.
You were behind for the 4 right there.
Raise, 30. Fold. Fold, call, fold, fold. That's what's good. Fold.
125.
Raise, 125. Fold.
Derek with the 8-6 of hearts under the gun, going to raise it up. Dante, Sam coming along behind, and Prestige going to put in the squeeze here. I think out of position, he could go a little bit larger, though I do like the fact that he is squeezing. Dante going to continue 10-9, and Sam coming along.
You or me?
King 5 of clubs in the best position. 3 ways to the flop. Top pair for Mr. Dante.
Bet, 300. Call, fold.
And Prestige is going to barrel out huge here. 3/4 pot into 2 players. Dante puts in a pretty quick call himself.
Player checks.
Deuce on the turn. Doesn't really change much. Prestige going to check it over. Dante going to bet out 400. Prestige going to check call with the ace high.
Check. Check.
4 on the end.
Ace queen.
Doesn't change much. It does go check, check. Not surprised to see that. Dante shows the ace queen. It is no good.
Couldn't get it to come out.
And Dante going to take down a nice pot with a pair of 9s. Dante getting a little bit back, down a little bit on the night. So it's nice to see things going in the right direction. Prestige going to need some help.
You give me money.
Down a clean $4,500. And Jaywin still sitting as the chip lead currently. Stack-wise and profit-wise with a $3.3 thousand upswing. Love to see that.
It's like one of the few good playable hands I've had all night.
5-10. Straddle.
I said good and playable.
Fold. 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 Fold.
Sure. I'm down.
Raise.
Anybody want to take a shot or a beer?
As long as there's Malibu in there, I just want the other ones not raise.
Raise.
Then going to raise it up 35.
Fold.
Prestige putting in the 3 bets. King Jack, I like it. Out of the small blind, physical button to open. Ben asking, how much you got left, sir? Not much. And Ben going to put in the call. Going heads up with an SPR of 2.5. King high board. I think Prestige is probably going to get all the money in here, though he does decide to slow play, go check, check. 3 on the turn. Definitely going to start putting some money in now. 3 doesn't change much. I wouldn't fault Ben for calling here with some ace high, some 7X.
Anybody else want to?
And an ace on the river. Certainly better for Prestige's overall range, though not great for his exact hand. And it is going to go call. Yep, there it is. The ace on the river. Got him. Picked up backdoor spades as well on the turn. And Prestige going to get sucked out on here with the Kojak.
That's about to happen.
What do you guys want to drink?
Ben Pressman?
Let me have a Malibu before I get out of here.
Oh, wait, one more.
Nice.
Ben, give this to Preston. And Ben, what do you want? Want to look at the cash?
Actions here.
10, please.
Live 10?
I'm all the time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're gonna put on the $10 straddle. Moving on to the next 2-card hand.
Next one's a Baba?
Fold.
If there is a Baba.
Yeah. Fold.
I guess for everybody.
Raise. 30.
Raise.
Raise.
Doja's got 2 kings in the hijack. Holds over to Prestige. But I'm actually being told right now does not actually have 2 jacks. So it is interesting to see what he's going to be sticking it in with here. He's pretty short stacked, though. Doge just going to call and play post flop. Slow play the kings. Ace, jack, 3. Prestige, once again, does not have 2 jacks here. Just so you guys are aware. Though not the greatest flop in the world for Doge, as it is an ace high board. And Prestige just going to ship it insta. He's got SPR 1. I think that makes the most sense. And I think, unfortunately, the pot is just far too small. Even with an ace on board and 2 kings in hand, I don't think you can fold, unfortunately. Probably should have just gotten it in pre-flop, though. It is what it is. Rip it, dealer.
Twice, y'all? We're going to run it twice.
Sounds like we are going 2 times, potentially. I think no matter what Prestige has, kings are going to need some help here. We are running it twice. Kind of bricky runouts all the way around. 2 kings is going to be the best hand, and Prestige, let's go. Once again, he does not have 2 jacks here.
Shot before you go.
Being shown the bad news, and Doge going to take down a nice pot with 2 kings.
That was a little rough to open.
Prestige has not picked up his stuff just yet. Looks like he might be coming back. Is not shy. Will rebuy.
It's gonna hurt me
I
more
think
than it
it's
hurts you.
condensation. I don't know what it is.
I worked out on it.
Malibu's easy. It's good. It's sweet.
You gotta warn me. I need to get a picture of this. Hold on. Do that again.
Oh, David?
Clearly.
Such a rare bet.
Shit, I can't remember my pin.
Can I have or no?
Okay,
I'll straddle.
Dante, drink
I don't
again.
What?
Do it again.
There we go.
I got it.
Thanks for waiting.
How was the hand right?
Cheers, guys.
I have
Good
a
night,
picture
man.
of Dante drinking.
See you, Preston.
You done? You done, Mercedes?
Fold. Live 10. Live 10. Fold. 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 Raise. Button raise 30. Fold.
I can really keep this?
Folds over to Derek on the button, who's going to raise it up. Dante in the straddle.
30 seconds.
Derek's got 10-8 offsuit, and Dante definitely got a piece. Going to put in the 3 bets here. $90.
90 total bet.
Keeping Derek in nice and wide. And ace, king, queen. What about the best flop in the entire world for Dante to stick some money out there? Hope Derek just folds, regardless of what he's got.
125. Fold.
Does put out the bets. Big bets, 120.
All right, cool. Open seat.
And takes it down, no sweat.
Thank you, Dante. Appreciate it. What seat was he on? The one that just left? Was he 7?
I actually feel it. Just straddle.
Dante, what were you drinking out in Vegas? Like in
Blue
particular?
Hawaiians and Mai Tais.
It's like
Nice.
rum, right? A lot of flavored
Yeah,
rums.
rum. Blue Hawaiian has vodka in it.
Yeah.
But it's so weak because it's at the table. It's not maybe.
Raise. 25, fold, fold, fold. Fold.
Doge going to raise up 10-7 of diamonds. Going to see a call from Dante in the big blind, dominating diamonds, and Joe in the +1, who limped in, going to get in there with the ace-8 offsuit. Jack high board, giving Dante the best of it. Backdoor diamonds as well. Though Doge has got a gutter ball. And he is going to continue on this flop, which I think he should. Dante going nowhere. Top pair backdoor diamonds. Put an 8 out there one time for me, dealer. One time, 8. No, none to be found. Trey on the turn.
Bet.
And Doge is going to put out the double barrel and get Dante to fold.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Surprised to see the fold there from Mr. Dante. I think he could probably defend one more time, though he did not pick up any diamonds or any equity on the turn, though that card was pretty bricky. Doge can pretty much barrel you off with
Seat 7 has
any ace-X holding that he might have.
John. You want to go by John? Yeah. All right, go JR. Oh, 1144 exactly. That's what he brought to the table. Very 30. Full. Full. 30 is better. Call. Call.
I feel like I'm always calling out of position.
They play it. Check. Bet. 50. Alright, you deal it next game. Call. Check. Bet. 125. 125 is the bet. Fold.
Got quite a hand in developing here as well.
Jack.
Dante picked up the world on the flop. Top pair, 10 high flush draw. Sam
Call. Call 125.
put out protection for his 9s, and it appears,
Check. Showdown.
We got a 10.
it appeared, but does not. And does go check on the river. Going to be shown a 10, shown the bad news, and Dante going to take down another pot.
Thank you so much, Dante. No problem. Thank y'all.
You did a great job.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
15.
Runner. Settlement. Hey, how's it going, man? See you in a minute. Look.
Oh yeah. I was waiting, hoping somebody would drop out of that. Who left?
Prestige.
Oh,
Give me two guesses.
I didn't see the one. Prestige though.
He's so
How's it going?
fast. Like,
Good, how are you?
You good? Thank you.
Well, yeah, he's double parked in the handicap.
he's just, I mean,
You really?
Just a saying, you know.
I think he can be a good player. I just, what?
Hey,
I don't know. I know. I just.
Go right or wrong.
Who knows?
Yeah, it can also work out for him pretty well.
does work
like
out
you
for
know,
him.
like it's hard to fold many pairs. Huh? Like,
Game, I got a good hand. I really don't now. I really don't.
9 players.
No, one board.
one board, one board.
You're good.
Oh,
Just
I
pick it
didn't
up.
say anything.
Yeah.
Didn't see it.
We're good.
Been a while.
To 100.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, you're not announcing anything.
We folded around 265.
I like the double board.
You do it right if you play. You can play after
But
the
100. Call.
10:45. It'll be the first thing.
I like because you can play double board.
I prefer double board.
Well, because we're gonna do double board right after.
8 call. 5 call.
It's 10:45 when it came out.
6 call.
And then we'll just have those 3 hours. We'll have the bomb pot button.
It'll be like the first thing. Yeah. We can do a round of it too.
The other night we were playing all bomb pots and it was like, right, lawyer? What's your name again?
As Ben.
Lawyer.
Lawyer. Transactional lawyer. But we had a good time though. That was a lot of fun.
All bomb pots.
All bomb pots. Honestly, we had a freaking blast. It's Ben. Is it Ben?
But I checked the.
Yeah, that's his name.
Forget the call.
Yeah, we had a blast. We played till like 7 in the morning. It was fucking awesome.
We're starting from when?
I love and hate bomb pots. I typically.
It was like a 2-5 and we played and there was so much action at the table. It was a lot of fun.
Double board too.
Double board.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna get some. I mean, everybody has a hand. Every hand.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, we had so many people at the table that were shooting at us. There was so much action. And even the guys that had the big stacks weren't locked up. They were still playing.
Right. Yep.
It's a ton of fun.
Yep.
This guy won,
Hey.
though. He was unstoppable.
Pot, or, hearts, sorry.
Flush.
Nice bet. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt while you were in the hand. That's my bad, dude. Yeah, no, but it was a lot of fun. Like, we were leaving and Helen was getting there. Like 8 in the morning.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Wait, what time did you guys start playing?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we played all night. All night. We started with 2-5, and then it just slowly worked its way to like. Then we played like 2 bomb boxes in a row before you know.
Ben, are you still on your break?
All
or
bomb
you back? You back?
I'm working again.
Yeah. How is it? That sounds like a drag.
I mean, it's worse than not.
We got the 4-card gamble out of the way on the dealer change here at the halfway point of the stream.
Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had to go out and take a call for work.
It's 5 times?
5-5, yeah.
Okay, I thought it was 5 times. Straddle for 20.
We're moving right along to the next 2-card hand.
Fold. Fold. Fold.
With the straddle on,
Raise. 65.
falls all the way over to Dante, who's going to raise it up to $65. Sam going to put in the flat call, 2 ducks. And Ben coming along in his straddle, 2 mystery cards. We're going 3 ways to this flop. Queen 9-6, pretty good flop for Mr. Dante. He is running good tonight, open-ended. Ben checks it over to Dante, who I think's got a pretty clear-cut barrel here. Does, in fact. Puts it out 75, 1/3 pots. And Sam going nowhere with the Ducks, man. Looking him up.
That's how I sound too.
Yeah.
Though Ben is coming along behind. I don't think either player was expecting that one.
C5, could you scan your cards again, please?
3 ways to the turn is an ace. Ben's got 9-8 here. Came along with just middle pair. The best of it right now, though Dante, once he gets an ace on this turn card, has a pretty easy double barrel. I like his decision to go for it. Even multi-way here does get 2 very quick folds. And Dante going to take down nice little pot with nothing but jack high.
Thank you, Dante.
Well, here, let me give you some blacks for this.
Casino blacks.
Fold, fold. Fold. Raise, 55, fold, 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 fold. No straddle this hand. Fold, fold, fold. Raise, 15.
Jay win ace 5 offsuit in the +3. Going to raise this one up. No straddle on, so he makes it just 3x, 15. Joey on the button. Going to put in the call, defending. And we are going to get this one heads up here. Looks like Prestige did not sit down and rebuy. We got a new player there in seat 6. Joe with 10-9 of hearts picks up the 10 high flush draw. Jalen going to check here. Spiking middle pair, though on a very connected board texture. He does have a heart blocker. Oh, and J win. Oh, and J win, baby. Immediately going to go for the check raise here. Let's deny all that equity. The hard draws. Picks up a 6 on the turn, pairing the board. Does go check, check, and a queen of clubs on the end, breaking everything for Mr. Joe. Check, check. Jalen going to show the 5. It is, in fact, good. 10 high. Not going to hold up. I really like Jalen's check raise there. It's awesome.
Thank you, Jay.
Big Daddy Chaz, ace jack offsuit, the +1. Pretty easy open. Especially in a game that has been a little bit more passive, though, as I said that, Dante getting in there with the queen 9. Joey in the cutty.
Off, fold.
putting in the call as well. And we're going to go 3 ways to this flop.
3 players.
Nine, 10, Jack, Queen 9. Dante once again open-ended, and Big Daddy Chaz picks up top pair, though this board is very dynamic. Does not want to get raised out of position here. Pretty natural check call with his hand. 9 on the turn makes this board even scarier. Any 8 is going to be the best of it.
Bet 75.
Once check 2, I think Dante's going to put out some protection for his 9 as well as for value at the open ender. Joe, not loving the situation, it seems. Does put in the fold. Big Daddy Chez says, why did I check? And I hate that 9. But he does have a pretty natural check call here once again. Dante doesn't have to have an 8 here. Only 4 of them, after all. Big Daddy Chez going to check. Probably going to go check, check. And is shown the bad news, Ace Jack. Oh, King 9. King 9 is what Mr. Dante had. So a 9 ball and a gutter.
Straddle 20. Live 20 coming around.
There was a straddle on here. We're going to see Joe limp in Jack 8 in the hijack. Ben raising it up to 80 on the button. And Big Daddy Chaz looks like he is going for the 3 bets. King 10 of spades. Jaywin getting well out of the way. Queen 6 offsuit. Perfectly reasonable. Ben in position, facing a pretty huge 3-bet here from Big Daddy Chaz. I like the size, Mr. Chaz. And Ben, Benny boy, looks like he is going for the 4 bets here, saying, wake up with it, Chaz. Or get out of my pot. Stop squeezing, sir. Chaz is going to have to let her go. And Ben going to take down a nice $425 profits.
Oh, pretty good. Let's see, what's new over the last few months? My wife's pregnant. Oh, congratulations. For like 3 months. I can talk about it much more freely today. We have some early complications that are all resolved now.
Yeah, you know what?
It's been a rough quarter for us. But it's all good.
I'd rather play this too.
Yeah, once
It's so short stack.
the 2-5.
Dante's got the nuts here in +1. Just going to limp on in here. Probably looking to put in a back raise here. Ben's going to open it up. $45. Big Daddy Chaz, the KQ in the big blind. First thing Ben's raising the cutty. Is he going to go for the 3-bet back-to-back versus Ben? Can't have it 2 times, sir. Does put it in. Ben's got 2 jacks in this spots. Dante says, oh, what's happening behind me? I love this. I think it's, given that Dante is slow played here, a 4-bet he's going to fold out just about everything. He does put it in, though this would be a pretty sweet time to cold call 3 bets and go to the flop with a much stronger hand than you should. Ben does not look happy to see the limp 4-bet in this spot. Does let it go, and Big Daddy Chaz snap folds as well. Dante folding out the king, queen, and the 2 jacks. Someone in the chat says, you guys on Twitch too? Absolutely. Go check us out. Texas Card House on Twitch. Be sure to give us a follow, and if you are so inclined, give us a sub on Twitch. If you've got an Amazon Prime account, you get a free sub on Twitch every month, so you might as well use it for Texas Card House. We appreciate each and every one of you that decides to do just that. And while you're at it, put in the sub on YouTube. All it takes is a click, a like as well, why not? And you can be kept up to date with all the high-stakes poker action that we bring you. Sam going to raise it up. Ace 10 offsuit and the +1. Big Daddy Chaz just flat calling. Ace Jack. I like it.
The buy-in $3,500 and there's also $1,500 cash travel. So I
Dante going to put in the call and the straddle defending. Ace 8. Put an ace on the flop. One time for me, deal. Does not come. 10 ball. Sam's got top pair, though. Dante's got the ace of spades for the ace high flush draw. Sam's going to barrel out here, and I think Dante has a pretty clear-cut call as well. We're going to the turn. 10. Certainly an action card. Sam didn't think he had the best hand. Certainly it does now. Trip 10s with an ace. Puts out the tiniest of bets, $25, giving Dante all the room to draw. And Dante breaking it all in the end, missing his flush draw. He's going to just snap muck his hand. And Sang, being a good guy, going to show the 10s, showing he made a good fold.
honestly, I don't think I'm good enough to play that at that level yet. Yeah, they had like a steps tournament. It was like 2 tables, $350 buy or something like that. And
The first prize is that package.
yeah, there's only one prize. Winner take all.
Fold. No strategy. Raise. 20. Fold. Fold. Fold.
They're just going to raise it up. Jack 10 of hearts and the +2. And immediately get 3-bet by Big Daddy Chaz on the button. As a pretty natural defend, even out of position. Jack 10 is great. Very pretty, very playable post, even out of position.
Heads up.
Though maybe not so great on this exact flop. He's got 2 overs and backdoor straight, though. That's about it. Big Daddy Chaz is probably going to c-bet here and take it down pretty quickly. Does, in fact. He's going to take down yet another pot. Jedi Master Ted with a incredibly contentious claim there. Says, I don't care what y'all think, candy corn is awesome. Yeah, sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. We don't take blatant lies here at TCH in Austin or in Dallas or in any platform. John with the ace, queen of hearts in the +3. Gets himself a reasonably good flop. Certainly good enough to c-bet, gutter ball, and backdoor hearts, and takes it down, no sweat.
Straddle point.
Y'all move the stakes of the game down from 5-10 to 5-5? Or is that just like pre-suit?
Yeah, I did. I believe
did it?
I had that ability.
No. So that way the straddles can be active.
Well, before it's 5, 10, 25.
And now it's a measly 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on.
Fold. That extra $5 is huge sometimes. Fold.
60.
Raise. 60. Fold. Call. Fold. Fold. Call. Three players.
They take like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Bunch of rebuys. I mean, it's like a $350 bind. Yeah, I did one bind. How much
Check.
music?
90. 90. Call. Call. Give me first. Check. 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 Seven. 250. Fold, fold.
Deuce good? Deuce no good.
Yes. That is my time, everyone. Thank you for the tips. New dealer coming in.
It is. All right.
And with the conclusion of that hand, we are diving right into another Pilo Bomb Pot. Got a dealer change.
Seth, we got one spot open.
We're going to dive into the 4-card action.
Seems pretty
Right into the single board bomb pot. Very dynamic board texture. It's probably going to see a lot of money go in, given the right dynamics.
This is everybody.
And Big Daddy Chaz just flopping the nuts. Top set here. And we do have, no way, did this check all the way around? He checked all the way around. Not the result I'm sure Big Daddy Chaz wanted to see, though he still got the best hand currently. Ben get a bet out here. But nothing but a naked tray, it looks like. Big Daddy Chaz probably going to put in the raise as he picks up a 9 as well. Raise it up to 270. Full pot, looks like. Going to fold all the way around to... Oh, to John. John put out the bet there. That makes a little more sense. I was like, wow, that's pretty ambitious. Just a 3. John, 220 to call. Facing this action, can't exactly love it. Does put in the fold. And Big Daddy Chaz is going to take down another one.
I got that. That was fucking brilliant, dude. That was hysterical.
No, that's okay. We'll just see it on the stream.
Oh, look at him talking to you like that.
Did you let him fucking talk?
I know. He's like, no, we'll just see it on the stream, bro. You guys are friends, but...
If I was dealing that, a show.
Alright, pocket king.
Wow.
You were ahead of me.
Fuck my foot. 4-8.
I'd probably call the 4 when there's 6 aces.
Call. Raise. 35. Call.
Queen 9-7 as we see this flop 3 ways. Ben going to bet on out here from the big blind. Joe forced fold the ace 10 and Doge quickly follows suit behind. Ben going to take this one out, donking from the big.
Can you have him put my name as Jimmy up there?
Jimmy? J-I-M-Y?
Yes, sir.
Alright, C7, and his name is Jimmy. J-I-M-M-Y.
Welcome, Jimmy.
Me too. Thank you. Nice.
Do what?
Cheers, guys.
What's your start saying?
I'm gonna count. I'm not sure.
Come in here.
Ten of diamonds is the burn. Fold, fold.
I'm here. Oh,
People.
Fold.
10 of diamonds is shown, by the way.
Dante, 2 ladies in the +3.
Raise to 35.
Certainly good enough for a raise. Opens it up to $35.
Raise to 125. Fold.
Immediately getting 3-bet by Ben in the small blind. And Dante looks like he's just going to put in the call here position. I don't mind this one at all. 9-8-5. Certainly a board that favors Dante's range. And Ben is going to check it over to him. Dante, I think, could go either way here, as this board's never going to touch Ben either. Does put in the check, and a action killing card comes on the turn, though it brings in the front door flush. And once Dante has checked this flop, Ben is going to put at the button. Dante immediately folds 2 queens.
Says that you make sure you're scanning everything.
Oh, yeah, sure.
What did you have then? It wasn't scanned.
Ooh. Must have been 2-7.
Those are the rules. 4 aces.
Last 10, double last 20.
I think we know it wasn't 2-7, or I would have shown that. The only thing we can rule it up.
Oh, you're only doing something short.
No, but I
Oh, okay. Because
But I've
at
been
first I
asking
was
about
like,
it.
they are saying it so many times. I was like, maybe they are playing the game.
Raises 60.
No one-
Fold. 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 You playing 5-5 or 2-5? 5-5.
Doge with the queen, jack of diamonds in the cutoff.
270.
Gonna put in the raise, $60. Looks like we got a straddle on. Holds all the way around to Big Daddy Chaz, who's gonna put in yet another 3 bets. And Doge has, I think, a very clear-cut call here. King on the flop, no diamonds in sight. Big Daddy Chaz probably going to continue almost 100%. Does go check, check, though. Very, very interesting. Big Daddy Chaz, I'm thinking it's probably got like tens of jacks maybe in this spot. Deuce on the turn, and Big Daddy Chaz gonna barrel out here. Doge just calling Queen Jack high. I feel like these are not maybe the cards he has. Big Daddy Chaz now facing this action. Probably going to put in the check give up once the backdoor heart comes through. Board is getting very scary for most hands in his range. Does go check, check. And yeah, that's what I figured. Doge does in fact have king, queen of diamonds, not queen, jack. And he is going to take this one down.
Well, it always has to be partially in there.
Raise is 75. Fold. 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 Fold.
Dante in the +1, going to raise it up to $75. And he's going to get a Ben Kirby walk. Got a limped pot all the way over to Jimmy on the button with the skinny hearts. He's going to put in the squeeze. And Big Daddy Chaz coming in for yet another 3-bet from the small blind. And Joe in +2. Sees Chaz has been putting in quite a lot of 3-bets and puts in the 4. Big Daddy Chaz does not look in a folding mood. And in fact is not even out of position. Comes right along. And spikes a queen. This is going to get spicy, as Big Daddy Chaz also has backdoor spades and top pair. Joe continues for 500 here. At half pot. Big Daddy Chaz is going to rip it. And Joe looks like 2 kings he's got here. No spade on the turn. Does not improve Big Daddy Chaz. And Joe with the KK putting in the back raise is going to get the max out of Big Daddy Chaz.
Well, no, you wanted me to.
My bad.
Dick. But I would have if it was suited. Well, maybe. No, I was called for 250. I would have it. No, that's not totally redeem yourself, dude. All I know is. Thank you.
Hey, Seth. What is the big stack? How much is the big stack? Yeah, ask the.
I want to say J1.
Yeah, it is, but he's got it like.
You want to do a solid road?
77. Just whatever that is, just give me up to.
I was like, I let it holds out. Like, if I call it off.
Guys, give me 7,200 and chips. And then give me the change.
Oh, yeah, not.
Yeah, that's
So 72 back.
Yes.
7,200 back on shares.
You're such a loser, man.
Raising 25. Fold.
5K black.
Sam gonna limp under the gun, 6-4 diamonds. Ben gonna raise it up, 25. Big Daddy Chaz, a 6 of hearts on the button. Just putting in the flat call. J-Win Jack 10, probably gonna put in a squeeze here. Does in fact, 125 to go. I like it. And Big Daddy Chaz going to call. In the lead per the moment. Though doesn't pick up much on the flop. J-Win has a pretty natural barrel here, I'd say. A lot of turn cards. He can put in the double. Any 9 for the nuts. Any diamond. Any ace as well. Though Big Daddy Chaz is going to fold the ace-6. And J-Win going to take down another one. Nothing but Jack high.
to mind your own
You were trying to give me red. You were trying
Mind
to give
your
me
own
a bunch of red.
business. MYOB. MYOB. Mind your own business. It's called an anagram.
Fold, fold. Raise 20. Fold, fold, fold. Call.
Ben in +2, raise it up $20. J1 just calling on the button Queen Jack. I like it. And gonna see two calls behind Dante and Sam.
There's 200. 6,000. Check, check, check. Thanks.
King and 9-6, two hearts. No king in sight. J1's actually got the best of it with. No, wait, what? Same as open-ended. J-Win, nothing but queen high. Dante with a 6, no backdoor redraw, puts in the call. Sam going to call now, and Ben, bottom pair, says, why not? Let's go. Queen of diamonds on the turn. Actually giving J-Win the best of it here. They got showdown now. Probably just going to go into check call down mode, though. You saw a 4-way resistance on the flop. Can't even love having second pair in this spot. Sam's going to bet his open-ender. And J-Win wondering just how much a queen is worth in this spot. Does let it go, not unreasonable given the action on the flop. And Dante, nothing but a 6. Does not look like a believer, though. He is going to let this one go. And 8 high, the worst of it, is going to take it down even 4 ways.
Not a 10, double last one. Fold. Raise a 60. Fold. Fold. Fold.
Jimmy in the +3 with king 7 of hearts, going to raise it up to $60 over the straddle. Sam, just a flat call, ace jack in the small blind. You can mix in some 3 bets here for sure. And going to cause 2 players to call behind him. King 7's got the best from what we can see. But there are 2 players involved. I imagine a 10 is hiding in the midst somewhere. Jimmy is going to bet out for some protection with this 7 and get folds all the way around. So maybe no 10 in the midst after all. And he's going to take this one down. Not the worst result with king 7 for sure.
Oh, I thought he was coming in. That's what I did the other night. It got working, right? I mean, seriously, like Bamba?
Basically, yes.
And
We just kept saying it, and everybody was like, okay, I
Oh,
guess.
yeah. And you know what?
It was straight mom pots for 6 hours.
I mean, but that was a lot.
Big Daddy Chaz?
That was you?
I am.
And the players at the table,
You play at the lodge a lot, right?
they were shooting at it. It was easy money.
I don't think they're off that.
Between you and me, I was like,
Give me
Huh?
Oh, nice.
The
Yeah,
guy
I feel like
that
I've seen your name online.
he was pretty good.
Got some highlight clips. You and Jay win.
The guy that
Well, not necessarily together, but I see you guys.
Oh.
Your names a lot.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know it came out until like a month.
You had a big stream there
Locked it up.
years ago.
Week back, nice.
No,
Table was pretty
With,
good.
Rampage
Usually if
and
you play
Mariano.
bomb plots that long,
Bar.
you're gonna start to
There
tighten
was some
up.
crazy hands there.
Yeah, man.
Rampage and Morgan.
It went the other direction.
Yeah, those guys are wild.
Some good games.
once we shot like 2 people out.
Yeah, they
then
were
it got
playing 2-5 like
kinda
6 months ago. Now they're buying in for. He came to San Antonio and played a game with us down there.
It was probably
So
the
he was in
most
for
fun I've
90,000.
played
It's
for
like
a while.
I was playing 2-5
And bomb hot strategy
6
was
months
a lot
ago.
different.
He's coming here buying it for 90,000. No cap or anything. So
There were 3 people on the list. I didn't think I'd.
John with the birds in the +1, going to raise it up. And Big Daddy Chaz is just not having
you're famous now,
a
dude.
good night right now. Ben calling in between, cold calling the 3 bets. And John with the nuts, probably going to put in the 4-bet here. Does, in fact, all the way up to 350. Big Daddy Chaz can't love seeing that with 2 jacks, but puts in a pretty quick fold. I like the fold. John did put in a good chunk of his stack here, so certainly don't fault these players for getting well out of the way. Chaz going to raise it up 7-5, and Ben calling in the big blind, and pretty damn good flop for 7-5 offsuits. Flopping top pair. A lot of straight equity as well. And Ben's obviously got a piece because he is putting in the call here. 8 on the turn. Let's go check, check, and an 8 on the river. Chaz is going to be feeling pretty good about his hand, though he does check it over to Ben. Probably going to go for a pretty clear check call in this spot.
All right, guys, bomb hot.
Does put it in and is shown the queen 7. You're out, Pip, sir. Turning the big. And Ben's going to take a nice one down. The queen 7.
Okay. No, I could have sworn I had that. Just you said I took it back. Got you pulled back. Okay. Sweet. So there's like a double 5-star or something. Right. So I can go take that.
Unencouraged.
Unencouraged.
3 of clubs is your brand. Live 10 and a fold.
Dante ace jack off suits in the +3. Going to raise it up. Joe defending the cutoff with king 10 offsuit. So we are going to get this heads up here. Ace 9 king. Dante's going to check in this spot, giving Joe all the room he needs to value on himself with the king 10. Deuce on the turn goes check, check. Dante's got to be feeling pretty good about his ace in this spot. Probably going to go for a little bit more value here. Nice small bet. Might just get him paid. And a pretty quick call Got the best of it. Ace Jack, King 10, no good. And Dante going to scoop a $330 profit.
Live 10. Make it 35. Fold, 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 fold.
Jay win 9/8 and the +1. Going to raise it on up here. Mixing it up a little bit. Ben going to call on the button. John in the small blind. Coming along. And Big Daddy Chaz, ace queen. Got a pretty natural squeeze spot, I'd say. Does put it in. 275. Jaywin now in a spot here. 9/8 does put in the call. I feel like maybe he doesn't have 9/8 offsuit exactly. Maybe 9/8 suited, 10/9 suited. And they are deep enough. That call would be just fine. Ben is now priced in on the button. And Big Daddy Chaz says, please let me hit this flop. Does not. Big Daddy Chaz, however, going to put in the barrel. Jaywin, top pair. Backdoor diamonds, wondering what to do. Does let it go. Ben 2 7s, a lot of equity on this board, and he does in fact have the best of it right now, though there's a lot of turn cards he does not want to see. But he is going to put in the call here. $10 ball on the turn. Big Daddy Chaz is going to check here, potentially to give up. I think Ben can go either way here, between a check and a bet for protection. 4 on the end, no protection needed. Big Daddy Chaz does have the ace of diamonds. It's not unreasonable for him to have picked up a flush here. Ben's got the best of it, though, with only third pair. Does go check, check. Shows the 7s. They are no good. And Big Daddy Chaz, ace queen, not getting it done. And a nice $1,000 profit sliding over to Ben.
Yeah, Skull Mike. Would you give me an email? It's Skull Mike at the lodge. Yeah, let me look it up. I don't know exactly.
Call, fold, fold. Raise is 60. Fold, fold, fold. Call,
Joe going to limp call. John's raise on the button. Ace. Very dry board texture. I like the check back here from John. It is, though you're going to barrel with most of your range in this spot, it's not unreasonable for a hand as strong as ace queen in your check back range to protect it. And though there was no value to be had, it takes it down on the turn.
.net. It's so professional.
Still Mike 426.
Are you still Mike?
No.
Oh, okay.
Are you still mine?
I don't know anybody. Yeah. I recognize the name from the watch, but I don't know what Still Mike looks like.
Are you part of the upswing team?
Nah, I wish. I just did it a few years ago. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Dante.
And in the hijack, gonna raise it up. John gonna defend the cutoff. Ace 5 offsuit. And Jimmy on the button says, I'm getting bored. Let's 3-bet the jack 8 of diamonds in position. Then going to put in the call, and that is giving John quite a price to continue as well. Comes right along. We're going 3 ways. To the flop. How about a jack? How about jack high? Backdoor diamonds for Mr. Jimmy. The pre-flop 3 better. I'm going to put out a barrel there for value. 125. I like the size. 105. Excuse me. I like the size. Ben's got a piece. He's coming along. 8 on the turn. If you're going to 3-bets. Oh, okay. No 8 on the turn. Deuce on the turn. Jimmy does not pick up any diamond equity or straight equity to go along. I think you can go either way between a bet or a check here. Does go for some more value. But now with quite a decision here. If he calls this, I'm definitely going to think he's got some Jack X. It looks like Ben is probably, or Jimmy is looking to check back quite a few river cards. King on the river. Certainly better for Jimmy's 3-betting range, though not his exact hand. Ben picked up a set on the turn. Or a set on the flop, excuse me. Now looking, trying to get all the money in, and is dismayed when he does not get any more value here. Boating up on the turn.
Boat and king. Not too bad.
All right. We can get back to 3-bet then. His kings are out of the way.
I got all the good hands.
How many times did you have a king?
Queen nine's going to raise it up in the +3. See a call from King 6 and 4-3 of diamonds. Everybody's going to whiff this flop. And King High's got the best of it. So Sam's got a gutter ball. Picks up open-ended, or excuse me, double-gutted on the turn. And John is going to go for the double barrel here. Queen high. Sam not going anywhere. Breaks it all. And John is going to take it down with nothing but Queen 9 high. Jimmy, King 8 of clubs in the +2. Going to raise it up. Big Daddy Chaz getting in there 7-6. And Jaywin putting in the 3-bet. Ace 5. I like it. And Big Daddy Chaz says, I'm tired of you bullying me. Jay wins. Coming along. 7-6 offsuits. Jack 10 Jack. Backdoor spades for Jay Win. He's got the best of ace high, though this isn't the greatest flop. Does put in the check. 5 on the turn actually gives J1 the best of it, though Big Daddy Chaz going to check over to him once again.
It was the perfect bet. It's like, if you bet any less, you just like.
Let's go check once more. And a 10 on the end. J1 the best of it's now counterfeits, but with ace high. Very likely going to go check, and this Big Daddy Chaz decides to take a stab at it, though the pot is really not big enough to blow J-Wayne off of even ace high in this spot. Unless he goes full pot, overbets it, in fact, 450. J-Wayne is actually in quite a spot now. Ace high, we've seen Big Daddy Chaz make a light call correctly with ace high on a double paired board. Is J-Wayne going to be able to do the same? J-Wayne does not look like a believer here. He's like, you checked to me twice and then barrel out this river? Feels like you're getting me to try and fold ace high. J-Wayne. J-Wayne puts it in and is not going to get it done. The 450 overbet. J-Wayne's giving a huge pots, or a much bigger pots than either player intended, I'm sure. Big Daddy Chaz just unfortunately not getting it done with the 7-6 on the end.
Raise to 25. Raise to 75. Fold. Fold.
Jimmy can open up Jack 10 of hearts in the +1 and 3. Big Daddy Chaz says, I'm sick of being pushed around. Putting in the 3 bets. 10-9. So he's dominated in this spots. And no help on the flop either. Jack high, though. Big Daddy Chaz does have a gutter ball. He might decide to barrel out here.
That's 75.
Does go bet and a call. Deuce on the turn. Big Daddy Chaz. This is as brick as it gets. Got to put out a bet here. Almost mandatorily. Repping range. Though Jimmy says, Big Daddy Chaz, you're going to wake up with it or get out of the pot, sir. I'm going to check jam on you in this spot with Jack 10 and get you to fold any and all of your equity. Does, in fact, and is going to take down the pot.
We've got about 25 minutes left. Y'all want to do a round of 20s? Yeah.
20 is what do you mean?
Shot, double shot.
What 100?
5-10-1. takers, no takers.
Raise to 75. Fold, fold, fold. Fold, fold.
Probably my next hand.
Fold.
I'll play one.
Dante, 9-8 of spades, and the +1 going to raise it up, and Jaywin going to defend his straddle, 7-5 offsuit.
That's 60.
Pretty great flop for 9-8. Dante's just running good tonight. Open-ended, backdoor spades, Jaywin. 7 high, nothing really. Backdoor clubs and some straight equity, though I think he's probably just going to let this one go. The pot isn't very big.
I'm good. Thank you. bud.
Does, in fact.
Not that hard. I have in the past. I forgot what's in it.
David, you
No,
settled?
peach schnapps is one of the
Yeah.
ingredients.
Five, fold.
Yeah, I know, it's a little dramatic.
Raise to 75.
Like, I want to get like one of those, you know, those like triangle footballs.
Re-raise to 2. Fold, fold.
John raising up the KQ and the Cuddy. Getting 3-bet by Jimmy on the button. Fortunately, I think he's probably just got to put in the fold or maybe even the 4-bet if he so chose. Though he does come along for the ride.
Heads up.
$10-5 Dewey. John's got the only spade. Not a great flop for Jimmy. So he's going to go for the barrel here.
Bet 135.
Small bet. Looks like 135. Good sizing if he so chooses to take a stab at it. And we are going to see John punish that insta with the old check jam. I love that jam. Very good play. And he's going to take it down right now.
Mono boards, man. It's the 100 on this head.
Call, fold.
Bad joke.
Raise to 30. Fold, fold. Raise to 100. Fold. Fold.
Doe's going to raise up 7-5 of clubs and the +2. Haven't heard from him in a little while. But Jimmy picked up the ace-king. Puts in the 3 bets.
Guess it's me now.
And Doe's just going to put in the call in the +2, 7-5. Jack 10-6. Jimmy still with the best of it, ace high. Doge does call here. Backdoor clubs, though, picks up none of it. Wouldn't be surprised to see this go. Check, check, though this board is overall much better for Doge. I was about to say, if he is going to continue in this hand, I'd really like to see a donk lead here, and he is, in fact, going for it. Going for the bluff on the turn, picking up a gutter. And is going to force Jimmy to have to fold the ace high and take it down right there. Love that play. Love that donk turn lead.
I was in the 20 with my 40, right? Start the train.
King of clubs is your hand. Sorry about that. Fold. Alright, 25. Raise your 25. Fold. Raise your 7. Fold.
John gonna raise up 8-6, and Big Daddy Chaz still laying on the pressure, man. Jack 9 offsuit. Sam gonna fold the 10-7. I'm sure he would have liked to have defended his big. That one though, John is coming along 8-6 off. Two very middling hands here. Going to the flop, heads up. And Big Daddy Chaz just can't catch a break. John flopped the best of it. Checks it over to Big Daddy Chaz. King high board. Certainly got to go for the barrel.
Did you get traumatized in this small blind?
I have these almost good hands.
Almost good hands are really
I know. So I just fold them.
And John is going to look him up with the 6. 7 on the turn. Not the greatest card for Chaz to continue on. Does put in the check back. Spike a 9. Or Jack does not. Just a deuce. Checks it over to Chaz once again, who check gives up. He's going to be shown the bad news. And he's going to have to let go of the Jack high.
Live 10, double live 20.
By the time you guys start this strategy.
Raise to 110.
Ben going to raise it up here in the straddle over 2 limps and get 2 calls. Queen 5 of diamonds and 2 6s. Two diamonds for Mr. Doge. Queen high flush draw. King Jack for Ben. Ace high board. Diamond blocker and a gutter. Even multi-way, I'd say this is a hand that's good enough to put in the C-bet. So it does check all the way around. 8 on the turn. Jimmy still with the best of it. 2 6s. Once check 2 again, I think Ben is going to put out some value / protection for King high. And Doge going to put in the check raise here, immediately punishing Ben's delayed C bet. Full 4x out of position. I like it. Ben does put in the fold. And Doge going to take this one down with nothing but queen high. Love that play there on the turn. Doge's got some good turn play for sure.
Oh, what are you doing?
Raise is 75. Fold.
Jimmy raises it up. Ace Jack and the +2. Getting 3 calls behind Queen 10, 9, 6 and the Kojak. And Joe going to flop the best of it here. Going to just lead on out here once no funny business to come from anyone behind him and just take it down right now.
Live 10, double live 20, triple live 100.
That's the first triple shroud on it. Actually, might be thinking that. Oh, there were probably some like prestigious here. Since you and I did it right away. So. Okay, we really have lots. Yeah. Person since he left. Yeah.
Raise to 285.
John with the jacket of clubs in the straddle. Excuse me. Yeah, in the straddle. Gonna raise it up. Attacking all the dead money in there. There's a lot of straddles on this hand. Big Daddy Chaz, King 5 offsuits. It's rough when you straddle this large and wake up with a hand like this, though he is going to put in defense here. Wants to play some post. And John flops the best of it on an ace high board. Probably going to be check, check. Does in fact. 6 on the turn. John now going to put out some value and protection for his jack. 250 looks like. 225. So I'm going to call the big blind, and Big Daddy Chaz going to check his option here with the 8 deuce. John going to lead out, and Big Daddy Chaz, nothing but 8 high, going to let her go.
Actually, Ryan can't take for this one.
Straddle? Oh, 100, that's not much. That's gonna be 40 or 50.
He's blocking all your 20 straddles.
Huh?
He's blocking all
It
your
is,
20s.
really, now I have to like play 6% of my hands.
No, you can show.
You can still try 20 next time, yeah.
Make it 250. Fold. Fold, fold, fold.
Jaywin raising it up over the straddle. 10-9 of clubs in the +1.
That's what we give bomb pot.
It's like we are doing $100 straddles the whole way for this last round.
750 now. Fold, fold, fold.
Gonna get 3-bet by Ben with the ace jack, and unfortunately, oh, but what do I know? Jaywin is coming right along. 10-9 has served him well tonight. Though once the board comes ace high, facing a 3-bets, and Ben is gonna put in the check here. Oh, and he lets Jaywin get there. Oh wait, I'm being told right now actually Jaywin does not actually have trips here, unfortunately. That would make quite a spicy flop, but Jaywin actually does not have a 9 in his hand. Though Ben did check the flop and is going to barrel the turn. Jaywin going to put in a call.
Not from you. Is there somebody?
4 on the incomplete brick.
No. Are you trained? No, weird, man. It's a little weird.
His eagerness to do it was so amazing.
Yeah, he was so
And once checked 2, Ben is going to barrel once more. Pretty large pot we got brewing here. 1.5K. And it looks like Jaywin
I'm available. No, I need an expert.
I am. I'm only 50 cents a minute.
That's not bad.
I'm cheap.
Cheap is not good.
is thinking this one over. Curious to know what he's actually got here. Once again, he does not have a 9 in his hand, though the graphics are showing that. I bet Jaywin's got something like pocket 10s in this spot, something like that. Thinking over how often does Ben really check the flop with an ace here? J-Win is going to pay it off. Being shown ace queen and is no good. Ace queen going to take down a huge pot. $5.6 thousand after checking the flop, man. Sometimes slow playing will get you paid.
Live 25. Raise to 100. Maybe 200.
Jimmy's all in. Short stack, ace queen offsuit, and Big Daddy Chaz isolated to 1.2 thousand with the king 10. Going to go straight to a run out here. Needs a king or a 10. King 10 only does not come, and my goodness, Big Daddy Chaz just getting crushed tonight, it seems. Shows the king 10 is no good and is going to lose another one. You can see Sam limp in with the 2-4s. Ben going to raise up over top and get this one heads up. Ace King 9. Certainly a good flop for Ben, the pre-flop raiser. Not the best flop for 2-4s. Though Sam is going to lead on out here and force Ben to wake up with something, or fold your hand, buddy. He gets it done.
Let it ride. Let it ride.
Let it ride. Call, fold. Raise. 30 now. Fold. Call. Call.
We're going to see a raise. Doge with 10-9 and calls all the way around. Sam not getting a massive price to set mine with the 4s. We're seeing this flop 7 ways. Put something out there for me, dealer. How about a 4? Sam's got middle sets. Jimmy's got middle pair, backdoor heart draw. Dante's got a diamond draw. John's got a diamond draw. Big Daddy Chess, top pair and a gutter. You're going to see some money go in on this board. Dante open-ended with the diamond draw. How did I even miss that? Who's going to fold the 10-9? John. Queen high flush draw now. Big Daddy Chaz put in the raise, top pair. I like Big Daddy Chaz's raise to isolate here. Dante going to have to put in the call, open-ended diamond draw, not going anywhere. It actually got the most equity in this hand in a 7. Top 2 for Big Daddy Chaz, and Dante has got the nuts. Or he's got the 6 anyway. Big Daddy Chaz is going to go for more value here. Though Dante has got all the value and is going to put in a call. Big Daddy Chaz probably put out this bet to try and get to shutdown cheap. I don't believe that river was a 6. Though Big Daddy Chaz is putting out another bet. King on the end has shown the bad news. And another big one is sliding over. Oh, okay. Big Daddy Chaz has 7-6. He straight up flopped it. That's what I thought. I was just like, this seems kind of odd for a good player like Chaz to be putting in the bets on such a dynamic board. But both players had it. Daddy Chaz had the best of it on the flop and ended up chopping it up there on the end. Big Daddy Chaz in the cutoff. Finally getting some good news. Top pair. Puts out some value for it. Sam with second pair. I don't think he could fold just yet for such a small bet. $20. 5 on the turn. Sam checks it over to Chaz once again. Who does decide to check it back? The Dewey on the end. Chaz still got the best of it. Once check 2 again, I think it's got to go for a little bit more value here. Maybe a size of like $45, $50. Sure, why not? And Sam, second pair, good kicker. Might just have to pay this one off. But does put in the fold, good fold, and Chaz not getting the max. but I'm sure he's happy to just to drag a pot, as most of the night has not been going his way.
Always in a small, big boy, or under the gun. Those three, that's all.
Live 20, double live.
That's
50.
remarkable.
Hard to do.
That's why you haven't been straddled.
550.
Oh,
I've straddled.
I'm joking. But if you were the small blind every time,
Yeah, you
you
can't-
obviously couldn't. Wouldn't be your fault.
Three more hands left.
oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Yep.
Joe 2 trays, going to limp it in the big. Doge, ace 4 of spades. Certainly going to raise this one up.
245 now.
Then in the straddle. I'm going to come along for the ride, and Joe obviously going nowhere, getting a really good price to set mine.
Oh, yeah. Increasing action.
Ace in the door. How about in a 4 behind Doge, flopping top 2 pair. Joe's got a gutter to the wheel.
When you're the very first time moneymaker, like in the very first life, I was on the
Doge obviously going to go for some value here against any Ace X holdings or hands exactly like Joe's.
What's your name? John. Nice to meet you, John.
Joe's going to come along for 1, it looks like. Sitting on a nice healthy stack himself.
Wait, Jimmy?
I work at John Deere. We got it.
10 on the turn, no help to the trays. Joe's got to go for more value, and Joe says, I've had enough. Gonna let him go, and Doe's gonna take down a nice $770 profit.
You got there. The fucking set of threes.
Fucking shit.
That's why you don't look.
That's why you don't ever grab it.
All you can
It's usually the
feel,
other
all
way.
you
It
can
usually
feel
makes
is
you feel
either
good.
disappointment or
It usually makes you feel good. Like, oh,
All he learns is that his opponent didn't get threes. It is a live stream.
live 10. Make that a live 20. Call. Fold.
Is this the last hand or
Big
what?
Daddy Chaz with the ace deuce. Gonna raise it up over John. Excuse me, raise it up in the +2. You can see Sam defend his button Jack 10, and John's got a pretty nice price to set mine. King 7. Certainly going to be a case of you bet you win. Yeah, Chad's going to put out a bet, and we might just see. Oh, we might just see John look him up light with the 2 trays, saying pairs are hard to make in this game, sir.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Kicks it over to Chaz once again.
That's always good.
Front door flush draw came in. Unreasonable for Chaz to then check this back. John's still with the best of it, 2 trays. He's actually going to put out a little blocker bet here. And get Big Daddy Chaz to fold his ace high.
Last hand of the stream.
All right.
You got the double?
Get a regular deck to stream, please.
I don't know how much. I can't remember how much.
That was like 300. Let's see the
Regular deck.
Unless it's full gamble. Then you're like, that one.
Unless I get like 25.
Triple
And, you know, jam one.
You would have to, he'd have to bet like 150 for it to be worth it.
I feel like I generally do, you know.
200 live to go.
And I do believe this is going to be our last hand of the night. And we got some big straddles going on right now to kick it off. Joe just going to call 200.
Okay. No.
Jimmy, the Kojak of Hearts in the straddle.
Good timing. Good job tonight.
Certainly like to see a big squeeze here. Does, in fact, put it in. All in, he says, all the chips, let's go for it. And Joe is now asking for a count. Probably got a piece of something.
1195. 1195.
Does put in the call. King Jack versus
See how it goes. You got me dogging it.
King Queen. King Jack gonna need some help here. It's a good way to end a stream here on a Monday nights. We're gonna go to the runouts. Need some hearts or a jack. Queen on the flop. King and Jack no good. Oh, but any 10 might just give it to him. Does not come. No Broadway for the Kojak. And King Queen going to take this one down. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in here to TCH Live, coming to you from Austin on your Monday nights. This was Greg P in the booth, rocking another one solo. Be sure to check us out Tuesday and Wednesday for the high stakes games up in Dallas, featuring yourself, or myself, excuse me, in the booth as well. Appreciate you guys tuning in. You guys have a great night.